If I had learned these life rules at 20, my life would not have suddenly turned into a fairy tale, but I would have moved faster, made fewer destructive detours, and reached meaningful results with far less exhaustion. And that is exactly why this conversation matters. What I am about to say may irritate you. It may trigger resistance, tension, even anger. And that reaction is not a problem. It is a signal that we are touching something real. Stay with me until the end, because the most important realization is waiting there. I have spent years working in different countries, building businesses from zero, losing everything and rebuilding again. I have coached women who were successful on paper but empty inside, and women who were broken yet powerful beyond belief. And right now, I see clearly that this is a difficult moment for women everywhere. We are expected to be strong, soft, productive, beautiful, independent, grateful, and silent all at once. And very few people talk honestly about how heavy that becomes. That is why I am here now, to speak openly, to help women feel free, independent, self confident, and capable of building lives based on what they truly need, not what society prescribes, not what is convenient for others, not what looks good from the outside. If my words resonate, please like and subscribe. It helps this message reach women who need it but may not even know how to ask for it yet. And stay with me until the end, because the most interesting part, the one that changes how everything fits together, is saved there. The first rule is harsh but deeply liberating. People do not care about us as much as we think. Everyone is wired to protect themselves first, then their family, then maybe others later. This is not cruelty, it is biology. Only after that does our social brain switch on and remind us to be kind, ethical, considerate. That is why phrases like "my shirt is closer to my body" exist in every culture. Do not shame yourself for this. Oxygen mask first, then the child. And here is the uncomfortable twist. The world would be a much healthier place if more people focused on becoming fulfilled instead of constantly trying to rescue others to feel valuable. The second rule follows immediately. All real change starts with you, not your parents, not your partner, not circumstances. Action is not always loud. Sometimes action is a decision. Sometimes it is choosing to stop thinking a certain way. Where you are today is the result of your choices and your non-choices. Yes, external forces exist, they matter, but there is always a portion that belongs to you. And the most uncomfortable question is this: did you do your part fully? Not perfectly, fully. And if the answer is no, then the real question becomes simpler. What can you do today with the resources you actually have to shift the direction even slightly? This is where responsibility stops feeling like punishment and starts becoming power. Here is another rule people hate. Do not expect gratitude for your help, especially when no one asked for it. Help only if you want to, if you can, and if you were asked. Emergency situations are different, of course, but outside of that, unsolicited help often creates resentment, not closeness. If you choose to help, do it cleanly, without expectations, without emotional invoices. True kindness does not wait for applause. Most of the good we do for others, we actually do for ourselves, to confirm that we are alive, capable, meaningful. And that is fine, as long as we are honest about it. Another uncomfortable truth: no one can read your mind. We want others to guess our needs, to intuit our feelings, to magically understand what hurts us. That is childish thinking. If you want something, say it clearly, calmly, directly. Just like ordering food, you specify what you want if you expect to receive it. Silence does not make you noble, it makes you invisible. And vague communication produces vague results. If you want a specific outcome, you must give a specific signal. If this is already uncomfortable, stay with me, because the next rule explains why so many intelligent, capable women feel permanently exhausted and strangely resentful without fully understanding why. Your energy is limited, and your recovery is your responsibility. Successful people schedule rest first. They protect their calendar for pauses, silence, restoration. We refuel cars without debate, yet treat our own bodies like disposable machines. Chronic exhaustion lowers not only your quality of life, but your self-respect. Each time you ignore your limits, you silently teach yourself that you do not matter. And how you treat yourself sets the standard for how others will treat you. Another rule people resist: action comes before motivation. Motivation is unstable and temporary. Discipline builds outcomes. Everything you have in your life right now is the result of habits, including the results you do not like. Even avoidance is a habit. We romanticize motivation and demonize discipline, but discipline is what creates freedom. Waiting to feel inspired is one of the most socially accepted forms of procrastination. You do not act because you feel motivated. You feel motivated because you acted. Pause here. If this is useful, like and subscribe now. It signals to the algorithm and helps this conversation reach more women who are quietly struggling. Now let us go deeper, because what follows explains most relationship and identity conflicts. No one is required to share your values, not your partner, not your parents, not even your closest friends. Allowing others to be different is painful but necessary. Ask yourself what matters more, being right or staying connected. You also cannot control others, not your partner, not your child, not anyone. You can inspire, model, motivate, and create conditions. Nothing more. Change spreads through example, never force. Another permission many people never give themselves. Goals changing is normal. What mattered at 20 may be irrelevant at 30. Loyalty to an outdated dream is not strength. It is fear. You are allowed to evolve. And yes, people will judge you. That will happen regardless of what you choose. Someone will always disapprove. Accepting this frees enormous energy. It removes the handbrake. It allows you to act without constantly negotiating your life with imaginary observers. If you are still with me, the final rule will connect everything you have heard so far into one clear direction. Perfection does not exist. We confuse perfection with high standards. Perfection is a myth designed to paralyze you. High standards are measurable, adjustable, and human. Perfection keeps you frozen. High standards move you forward. The moment you allow yourself to do something well enough, action becomes possible. Momentum returns, life starts moving again, and the final rule, the one that reframes everything. You must put yourself first, not as arrogance, as orientation. Knowing who you are, where you are going, and what feels right for you. When you live aligned with yourself, your environment reorganizes naturally. Your choices change, your relationships shift, your work transforms. Happiness is not constant joy, it is daily alignment, ending the day knowing you were on your own side. Write in the comments which rule you are taking with you today. Like and subscribe if this spoke to you. And remember, the real breakthrough begins when you stop borrowing rules and start creating your own.